All right, this is going to be the long video on the 1966 copper penny we found during episode 624. And as soon as I looked at it, you can see the spreading on the whole obverse. Everything has spreading on it. Lincoln has spreading on it. The date has spreading on it. The Liberty has spreading on it, and the motto has spreading on it. Now, when I say spreading, what do I mean? For those of you who are new to penny roll hunting and errors and things like that, spreading, and this is not I'm not reading this definition, I'm going off the top of my head, is when, well, spreading looks like, imagine if the stamp that made the coin went into clay, right? And then you took the stamp when it was on the clay and it was making the image, and you just rotated it slightly, right? So instead of going down and coming up and making a clean image, you took the stamp on the clay and you went very slightly, and it just spread all of the images a little bit, right? Well, that's what spreading looks like. There's also spreading where you can see the double image, and it's spreading where it just moves the image ever so slightly around. And you can see that on this coin. I'll go a little closer. I keep trying to move the coin closer to the view, to the camera. You can see all the spreading, right? There's not a clean image, a clean line on the bottom, but it's on the whole coin, right? Because the whole die pivoted ever so slightly, rotated in one direction or the other ever so slightly when it was created by another die or a hub. So when the hub squeezed and made the final working die that makes the coins, right? That stamps, that squeezes the coins. Sometimes they'll squeeze it more than one time, one die to another. And if it's off by if it's off by a lot, when it squeezes each other, it'll put two images. If it's slightly off, it will spread the image. Now I'm going to look at this. I'll keep talking. I'm going to look at this under the loop, right? Because nothing that I'm saying is definitive, right? I haven't taken a very, very good look under the loop, and what I want to see under the loop really is some sort of separation, because there's one other thing that causes spreading on the coin, and that's grease, right? If there's a little bit of grease, like when they're conditioning the coin or if they're fixing the coin or what have you, if there's a little bit of grease on it, when the die strikes the planchet, it can also um, slightly move and cause spreading. So yeah, but you could really, really see it on the date. It's very clear. There's no lines on the bottom. You could see it on the right side of the face of Lincoln. And this is through a loupe. I'm not looking at this through a microscope, which of course, and let's check out that L. Sometimes the L's have some weird things on it. It might be a little notch on the bottom of the L, but it's also dirty. And the motto has the spreading and possibly some separation in the motto. Like on the R, I can see, but again, it looks more like spreading, just like if someone took a knife through peanut butter or clay, and they just spread it out a little bit. So let's go back to the coin, and you can see what I'm talking about. Put the light on. I don't know if that helps or hurts. Side of the face. But it's really so obvious in the oh yeah, look at the 9. I didn't even notice that. On the top part of the 9, the circle, you can see the separation. So that is pretty. And let me look at that under the loop again. I did not notice that the first time around. You know what it is? It's because of the direction the light's coming in. Let me how if I turn it upside down. I can't see it through the loop, but I can see it through the camera. Ain't that something? And again, it could be the way the light is hitting it. Is it? No, it looks like a 6. Looks like 996. All right. But irregardless, you can see how smooth everything is. So what does Copper Coins say? See, Copper Coins, though, he does show. How about if I click? Oh, those are the marker photos. Prices listed for early dye states without carbon spots. Without carbon spots. Without carbon spots. I don't know. This is brown. Oh, I don't know. Maybe that's a carbon. Those are carbon spots. Maybe I don't think so. Looks like it has a bag mark. An AU50 is. I think it's better. It could be an extra fine between an extra fine and an AU, but again, I'm not seeing the. See that separation? That's the picture he shows, and maybe you need the microscope to see that on this coin. And it's going towards the middle on the U, and which is funny that they picked the U because I do see really good twisting on the U. Look at that. Let me look at that under the loop. It has really nice twisting on it and notching. And the T looks like it has some separation to the left, which is funny because the die goes to the left. And the T looks like it does go to the left. Also, separation goes to the left. Come on. Stay still. There you go. I don't know if you can see it at this, but again, you can see the spreading on the south. On the T, you might be able to see a little bit of the separation to the left, the T, the R. That is not from, that up there is not from, that's just, yeah, the U, you can see the twisting in the U, very obvious even from that distance. So anyway, is it definitively a 1966 double die? No. Is there a likelihood that it's a double die? I'd say I give it a 50-50 between a double die and a grease strike. You know, just a little bit too much grease, and the coin slipped a little bit and moved. But again, if I put this under a microscope and I did more research and I found, then I would be able to narrow it down a little bit more. So I'm giving it a 50-50. Is this the type of coin I would send in to get graded? Maybe. It's probably it might be an AU50. It might be an AU50, and I'd have to see what other coins. I would, you know what? We're here, so I might as well just do it. Let me go to eBay and look for 1966 DDO, and I'm gonna small cent. We click on small cent. Well, it's funny, right? Because they have they're calling it the Wexler. Oh, and they said DDR. But it's funny that they have the spreading. See, that's has the spreading. That's that one. Any of them graded? Circulated, uncirculated, grade. There are 3 MS67s. Let me click on that. Okay, none of them are pennies. The only one that's a penny is this one, and let's see what they got. Yeah. Actually, it looks like there's less spreading on this one than, well, you see over here, you can see that separation and twisting. Does that make it a double die? Not necessarily. I mean, you have to be careful with the difference between mechanical doubling, which this looks a little bit more like mechanical double. It might be a double die. I mean, obviously he doesn't have it graded and he has a very low feedback. So to me, this is more mechanical. That spreading that we saw in the other one was more likely to be a double die, in my opinion. Anyway, let me know, Eric, if you watch this video, let me know what you think about it in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.